Welcome to Kamala's Daughter's YouTube channel. It's Dub. Whoop, whoop. As you can see, my voice, a little bit old voice, is trying to come back. I look so much better than I actually feel. I really do. And that just goes to show you the truth is that just showing up is half the battle. If you just show up for the fight, you done already got a little bit further than most people. So thank you all for checking in on me, making sure I'm okay. I'm getting better. I am. Yes, I am. Yes. Yesterday, there were a bunch of comments to me about how I inspire them and how, I'm an inspiration. And, I say thank you all the time, but I was sitting here, just going through thoughts or whatever. And I was like, they telling me this, I need to be telling them thank you. Thank you for giving me a voice back. I haven't had a voice in 12, 13 years. And by voice I mean when you walk in the room or when you leave the room, that they can say, oh, that was such and such. I was going with whatever was working for the time at the time that was working for the time. For a long time I've been doing that. And it's survival mode. It is a classic survival mode technique. But as I have been recording these videos and staying committed to giving daily updates through this process, what I've learned is that I expected to go through the physical process of a bone marrow transplant. I did not expect to grow through into this process. It amazes me because gaining my voice is the strongest thing that I have done during this whole process. Chemo, radiation, this bone pain, all of this stuff is hard, but just having a voice again is been 1,000 times harder. Being transparent where I used to be ashamed because I had a chronic illness. So I know my aplastic anemia and PNH warriors understand this, especially if you've had the disease for a period of time. It's hard having a chronic illness because people around you, they know that you have this illness, and so they ask how you're doing, like in a perfunctory way, or just because that's the right thing to do. And so you want to tell them, man, I'm so tired, it hurts, I can't think straight, or I can't meet this deadline because I am distracted by the pain, or I have a to-do list 20 things long, but I'm afraid to ask for help because I don't want to be a burden. I don't want to be a burden to anybody. You know what I'm saying? And so instead we just push through and we go on those vacations and we go to the parties and we go to the kids events and girls night out, and we just do whatever, hoping that it gets better, And so I'm just so grateful for all of you for allowing me to even share all of this information and even pay attention, even if only 2 people watch. That's great. Thank you, because every day I get stronger, and every day my voice gets louder for me, and I become more solid for me, who I am. And my relationships are no longer forced with people who are, like, oh, how you doing? Please don't go into detail. It's people who genuinely care. And, I've had people reach out to me that I have never met before from social media, Facebook, or people that I've only known for a year. I've had a coworker who sends me a text message every morning just to make sure that I'm okay. And then I have some friendships that are 20 years plus, and they haven't even acknowledged that I'm even going through a bone marrow transplant or a divorce or anything. They're just like, she'll be okay. That's Kendra, Knowing I got kids and all kind of ways you could be helping if you were truly my friend, but because of whatever reason, no, I'm not going to reach out to her. And that's fine. You don't have, those people don't have to reach out to me, but I'm just saying that the old Kendra would have been reaching out to them to see why they hadn't reached out to me. That's what it feels like to not have a voice. So thank y'all for accepting Dub back, because the girl was gone for a while there. So I really appreciate that. I really, 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 really appreciate that. And so we're at day 11 and day plus 11, right? And my doctors have come in. I slept until 9 a.m. this morning. It was glorious. To sleep until 9 a.m. in the hospital, I got VIP status in here now. So my doctors came in and we were discussing my bone pain. I have my left leg is in a lot of pain. I can't really bear down on it. And I keep telling every doctor, every nurse, everybody who walks in about it, and they just look at it and they mark it, and then they come back with this doctor. I was like, hey, look, seriously, pay attention to what I'm saying. And his answer was the same as everybody else. He just stopped and paid attention, though. You know, I just want to make sure you was listening. Shoot, that's all. So I have to get out of this bed and stop letting this pump dictate what I'm doing, because that's what I've been doing. I've been allowing the pump to dictate, the pain pump to dictate me. No. Turning it around, and I'm gonna start dictating this pump. Even if the dosage is not quite right for me yet, I need to fight through this, and that's what I'm gonna do. Funny story about this dang on pump. So one of the side effects of the medicine is that it causes hallucinations, right? So I'm sitting over here hallucinating last night, and I am obviously at a restaurant, and I am ordering the best of the best off this menu. You know, I was going in. I had exactly how I wanted my steak prepared, how I wanted my potato prepared, the bread, the asparagus, extra garlic butter. I am for real placing my order, and I'm talking to somebody for real. Like, it was really happening. For real, it was happening. Okay, I was ordering food. So then shortly after that, I go to the zombie mode where I call where you just kind of go out for like 30-45 minutes. And so I wake up and I realize that I was hallucinating when I ordered that damn food, and I was so hurt. I was devastated. I was so hurt. I cried. And my nurse came in and she said, "What's wrong?" And I said, I thought I ordered steak. She said, "Yeah, I took your order. At first I didn't know what to do." But after a while, when you were being so specific, I just decided to take your order. Oh, I love these people here. I love them. They're great. So anyway, that's just a funny story about the pain pump. Hopefully today we're going to adjust the dosage again to see if we can get it to a better place. So like I said, we're day plus 11. Today I get methotrexate, which will be my last dose. It is a medication that is used to help with graft versus host disease. And I have been having the mouth sores, but mostly in my throat. So I know I call them mouth sores because that's just what they're saying, but it's mostly in my throat, and it still hurts to swallow. So when I'm about to eat, I usually take some pain medicine, and I gargle with the stuff that makes it numb, so that I can actually take a couple of bites and get some nutrition into me. I'll do that. But it's funny because on Sunday, which would have been day 9, I text my friend Brandy, who she is one of my favorite cooks, her and Mama Dubs. I'll eat anything they make. I texted her and I was like, listen, my soul is craving rice and gravy right now. I don't care what you make with it. I don't care what time you bring it, but today I need some of your home cooked food. And she was like, girl, okay, whatever, And she was like, it's going to be late. I do not care. So she strolls in here about 9 o'clock with this rice and gravy that smelled just like it had been prepared by the heavens. And the broccoli, the roasted broccoli, had this hint of lemon. Oh, girl, it was so good. Thank you, baby. She put love and soul in that. And I sat there and I just ate in silence. Just like, don't talk to me. Don't catch up with me right now. Let me eat. And I did that. And it's funny because the universe works to your highest good all the time, because the next day, my throat, I couldn't swallow, I couldn't talk, I couldn't do anything. And so it was just funny that on the day before, I knew I needed something right then. But I'm telling you this because friends, visitors, family, caregivers, whatever, you're always like, well, what can I do for you while you're in the hospital? How can I help? And my answer is that a home-cooked meal is one of the best things you can do for your family member in the hospital. The hospital food is not bad, and I order out from time to time, but there's nothing like a home-cooked meal. You know that, well, for people who love home-cooked meals, of course. There's nothing like a home-prepared meal. So, prepare it, make sure it's at the proper temperature, make sure that, it doesn't include anything that they cannot have, and bring it up there to them, and watch them just fall in love with you all over again while they eating that home-cooked meal. It means the world, and it's cheaper than, ordering food for them or whatever. So, that's my little tip for the visitors and friends or whatever. So, today is, again, a day where I feel like complete crud. And I know that's hard to believe because I'm playing and I'm talking and everything, but I have this, I can't describe it. It's a pain. It's a bone pain that if you ever remember having a growth spurt as a kid, like in middle school this time or whatever, and remember how much those bones hurt, and it was only lasted maybe a couple of days, a week or whatever. Well, it's intensified by like 100. And so, like I said, showing up is just half the battle. I got up as much as it hurt, and I took a shower and messed around and played with my sister and talked to her for a little bit and caught up with Taylor, and just as much pain as I'm in, just trying to just be present in the moment, because again, I didn't expect to grow in this process. I thought I was just going to go through something physical, but at this point I am growing into an entirely different person. New marrow, who dis for real, and it's just I am grateful, so grateful to be here on day plus 11, feeling like blah, looking as like I don't feel like blah, and just being able to tell my story. So tomorrow is day 12 plus 12. And today marks the engraftment period. Thank you, sweetheart. I won't do that to you no more, I promise. It's hot. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Lauren is the best. She's the only reason why I'm here. So it's called engraftment, and engraftment is just basically where the new blood cells start to grow and make healthy blood stem cells, and that show up in your own blood. And it's an important milestone because it shows up around day 12 or 13. So when I say I feel like blah right now, it's on schedule, like I'm supposed to feel like this, because now my body is starting to work, not overtime, it's working 10 times to start the process of getting this bone marrow transplant, getting the marrow where it needs to go, and start creating new cells. Now, white blood cells will determine when I get to go home. Platelets and red blood cells that you'll just come into clinic after you get released, if you still need it, and magnesium and potassium infusions, stuff like that. But your white blood count has to be above, I think ANC has to be above 500 3 days in a row in order for you to go home. So that's the goal. So, you know, it's September 25th. So I'm saying that in 20 days, based on how I'm feeling like right now, I'm hoping in 20 days I get to walk out of here. Wouldn't that be cool? I can't wait. So I'm coming, what the period that I'm in right now is called the basement period. And I'm coming out of it. And it feels like I've been stuck in the basement with no windows and leaky walls. It's just been, the last couple of days have been quite a journey. And I'm just happy that I have been able to survive it and you know, keep a smile on my face. So that's all I wanted to talk about today, as far as transplant was concerned. One more thing about pain medication. And I know I keep talking about pain, but for my plastic anemia warriors and my PNH warriors, when you come in to do this transplant, you'll understand how important pain management is. It's very important. But also I want to say this to the caregivers and the family members who are close to the person going through transplant, is that another side effect of it is being mean, snappy, because you're in pain. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine if you broke your, if it felt like you broke your leg all over your body 24/7, you're not finna want to play, you know, you know. So yeah, earlier today, me and Tay were playing on the phone, and we were playing, and she said something smart assed it, and I snapped, and I was like, who the hell are you talking to? I'm still your mama, but and she respectfully shut up and moved on and kept going through the conversation. But a couple of minutes later, after we got off the phone, or after we got off FaceTime, I texted her and I was like, you know what? I'm very sorry for that, and Mama is very sorry, Tay. Charge it to my head and not to my heart, because I love you to death and you are an amazing person, and I would not be able to do this without you. And I'm not saying that it is okay for me to just walk around and be mean, but I appreciate that you understand that I am in a space where it just doesn't feel good some days, and some days I ain't feeling it, and you know, I don't want to play, and it goes from 2 seconds to, you know, I don't want to play. So thank you for understanding that, baby. And this is my public apology. Mommy, sorry. So please continue to like my videos, subscribe, share. I am on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter as Carmela's Daughter, or Carmela Daughter. We are going to start, once I get closer to release date, I'm going to host a bone marrow match party to help educate people, minorities, because they don't understand how important it is to donate or to be on the registry, you know. So just keep following me, and thank you so much again for accepting me back. Thank you for giving me my voice back. Thank you for the support and all the love. It matters. It matters. People think, oh, what can I do? Just saying I love you just fortifies you. So thank you so much. Oh, my favorite cousin just showed up. The party has started. All right. I love you guys. There's nothing you can do about it. Bye.